Hello, it's Ron back from Ron's DJI Mini 3 channel here on YouTube, and we cover Mini 3s only. No. We cover all drones or whatever. It just seems like we're only covering the Mini 3 Pro lately. And we also cover your GoPros and other various cameras and tech gear. But today's a drone video, and it's a surprise. It's a Mini 3 Pro video. This is kind of an emergency video here. I got a call from my on the bat phone from my good friend Johnny Drone Flyer down there in Louisiana. And he's been having a little bit of trouble with like some of his mode buttons on the controller here, like city mode and normal mode aren't shows one but the other button's pushed. But anyhow, I had a similar issue yesterday, which I'll share maybe in this video, but eventually. But what he let me know is the Mini 3 had some kind of update today, so this is the first time hearing about it. So let's fire up our our controller and our drone, and let's see if there really is some kind of a update here today. So buckle up, folks, and we'll be right back. Let's start up the DJI RC here with a short tap and long tap. Okay, guys, starting up here. So on your drone here, always remember to take the gimbal guard off here. Get that gimbal guard off. We'll put that to the side here. So let's power up the drone here, and it's the same way here as the controller. We want to have a short press and long press. I think I said tap the first time, but tap, press are going to be interchangeable here in this video here. So here we go. We're going to get both up, and we're going to wait for the the controller to boot up into the it's in the fly now, but the boot up into the actual fly window there with FPV feed and all. Okay, there we're getting some FPV feed. There we got a good FPV feed of the window shades there. Now, of course, it's unable to fly because we're inside and we have no satellites, but we're not really concerned with that right now. Basically, we want to make sure that we're connected to the internet here. So let's pull down from the top here, and we are connected to my my home internet there. So that's good. So let's go back up again. Now let's go over to the three dots, because Johnny said it doesn't appear in that very first kind of splash window before you get to the flight window. You have to go to the about section over here, and you have to go down to aircraft firmware. So we're on right now. We're on 0.1.00.0100. So a lot of ones and zeros there. So it shows you how how early we are in the software development. And the app version is 1.161. And I saw that the on my iPhone the app got updated to, I believe, 1.64 this week. And we could take off in the house here. This thing's just so good now. But so that's we'll see if that gets updated too when we check for updates here. So okay, let's tap it. Oops, let me get a good tap here. There we go. We're tapping. There we go. It says new firmware available. Oh wow, oh my! So Johnny, Johnny always gives out good information. You could count on Johnny Drone Flyer. So let's see here. You'll see here. I'm going to read it off to you here. This is firmware 01.00.0150. So the 50 is new there, and this is 1039.77 megabyte file. And here's the notes here. That glad we got some notes this time rather than just bug fixes. Add support for the Japanese RID requirements. Requires a DJI Fly at 1.6.66 or later. So we've got a new version of the Fly app also. Optimize quick transfer to work in a low power state. Prolonged the usage time for a quick transfer. And fix some minor bugs. It's always got the bug fixes. So let's hit the update there. Set that focus in there. So it's going to give us that counter there, and and we'll watch it count down here. So yeah, Yeah, Johnny reported to me the other day that he was out flying, and when he switched to normal the city and back again, he had it on one. I think he could duplicate both ways. He would have it normal, but the drone would say the drone was actually in city, or the other way around. He could have this button in city, but the drone was in normal. So I tried to replicate it yesterday, and I did not get the exact problem. But by flipping the buttons around a lot, or the speed buttons around, eventually I got to the point where the only one that would fly would be the sport mode, and my buttons too did not register correctly on the on what it's a little upper quarter in the left hand, which tells you what mode you're in when you're in the fly screen. So I saw some of the issues John did, but when I was in those either city or normal, I could not fly drone. It would not go frontwards, backwards, sideways. It wouldn't go any direction. Though earlier in the same flight, I only had one battery. It was working perfectly well in normal. So I found some wonkiness, I'll say, when I started moving those buttons around on the we call it the flight mode buttons, speed mode buttons. I don't know what the exact term is, but I did see some issues too. So we'll see if this firmware update has anything to do with that at all. I mean, it doesn't say it knows. Of course, that could be under the generic bug fixes that issue. So we're 47% done with the update right now. Sorry, I will not be able to go out and get a flight in. It's almost dark here, and I know this thing's got a good low light camera, but it's also about to rain. So got a couple things working, against me here. Even if I would attempt to do some kind of a night flight here. So yeah, we got the bad weather moving in soon. So let's see here, 56% of the firmware update is done. So yeah, so it's always good to do these things in your home Wi-Fi because it seemingly goes faster. With your better home connection now. But what happens is usually sometimes you start these things up at home. It doesn't say anything, but as soon as you get out to the field, then it wants to do a firmware update. It always happens to me. Even when I intentionally try to make sure I do the update at home, it won't pop up until I hit the field. But today, it did good for me. It came up, right here at desktop for me. So we're moving right along, 63%. So I'm gonna set this down a little bit here until it gets closer. So yeah, I got a video coming out. I did my first test with the 4K 60 frame rates on this drone, because unlike any other main drone, this drone can actually do 4K at 60 frames per second, while other drones were capped out at 4K 30 at their highest frame rates there. Now some of them I think you could go down. Oh look, the drone's restarting itself. See the propellers coming to life here, and we're at 60%. So yeah, some of the other I think some of the main drones could go 60 frames per second if they were in a lower frame rate such as 1080p, but none of them could top that 60 frames per second, which you would generally see in your bigger, more expensive drones. Of course, the Mavic 3 has it. The the DJI Air 2S has it. The Autel Evo 2 Pro has it, and there's probably many other drones that I can't think of right now that have the 4K 60. Yeah, I mean, some old timers like the Phantom 4 Pro have 4K 60. So it has been available for a while on the older drones, but now this is the first main drone to have it. And it looks like the drone restarted itself and turned itself off too. So I don't know if right now we're just installing maybe the app. The drone's already got its firmware. Now we got a little beeping there. It's 89%. Yeah, I think maybe the drone's done with its firmware improvements, or firmware updates. But I think the actual controller is still updating itself since it had that app update. So we're at 90%. So we're getting close here, folks. So once all done, we're gonna reboot everything back up again here and make sure everything took well. And then we'll go off for a test flight. Hopefully tomorrow, and see if we notice any changes with this drone here, because one of the bug fixes could be, a lot of people have been having range issues and signal strength issues with this drone. I wonder if they could just tuck the fix to the range and signal issues under the generic bug fix moniker there. So who knows? Probably not, but maybe I'll fire this drone up and it'll be all fixed up. Now this screen went blank on us now, so this is okay. This is rebooting here. Installing system update. Okay, well that's good, right? You can't. Oh, there you go. Now you can see the install system update, and that bar showing the progress bar is the technical term for that thing. How about that? Because unless I held up, you couldn't see that. Held up and angled, you couldn't see that installing system update wording there. So, okay, we're moving right along here, getting that update done. So I hope everybody's enjoying their Mini 3s who have received them already. For people who haven't received them, I think the people that order from Amazon and Best Buy and BH Photo and many other sites will be receiving theirs, I believe, soon, at the end of this week, which is already Thursday the 16th. But I think, hopefully next week they'll start to arrive from people who ordered from the other outlets rather than just the mothership DJI. So get everybody on this party here, and I hope these later ones don't have the range issues. Of course, if it's software related, they may. But okay, it looks like the controller's rebooting again here or something. Okay, and it's rebooting. Let's see if it tells me to restart the drone, or I'll just have to do it on my own. At some point, these firmware updates tell you to, reboot all the equipment, of course, including the drone. But not this time. This one's a little different. So let me know down in the comments below if you have the DJI Mini 3 and the DJI RC, and if you're enjoying it yet, if you're having any issues such as the range or signal strengths, or maybe yours is good. Okay, system is optimizing. There you go. Always good to be optimized, folks. I always say, get yourself optimized. All right, so that the little spinning thing spinning away there. And it's really doing some optimization here. But hopefully that's good. Hopefully, a lot of people are afraid to update because they, sometimes an update can bring a unforeseen bug to a perfectly working drone. But in this case, we didn't really have a perfectly working drone here. I know that the poor Mini, we got a countdown thing there. Initializing resource data, installing remote controller firmware. See the little box up there? It's saying remote control firmware installed. So it looks like everything's done here. So what's power on the drone again? That's a short press and a long press. Alrighty. So let's see it go into the the part of the app here where you fly. Alright, there it goes. There it is. Should get FPV in a second here. There's our FPV feed. We should get satellites fast because hopefully it catched it, but maybe because the big firmware did not catch it. But okay, let's go over to the three little dots there, and let's get back into the about screen. And now we are in firmware 01.00.0150, and we are at app version flap version 1.6.6. We'll see if there's any Flybase updates while we're doing our updates here. Your firmware is up to date, so okay. So we're good to go right now. The drone has a new firmware on it, and the controller's doing a firmware update. So we will get outside and hopefully tomorrow and do a test flight to see if everything's still good. After all the updates, to see if it improves any of our issues like that button thing. Like, okay, I was telling you earlier about the button thing. See how it says N mode up there? That means normal mode, and then the switch is on normal mode. And when you switch it over here, it says C mode. It even tells you there's C mode. Then switch it back and forth. Oops. Now I went all the way to sport mode. It says sport mode, and it says sport mode there. So let's switch back to normal. Okay, normal. But see, Johnny, what was happening to Johnny Drone Flyer? Uh-oh, we could fly inside. What was happening to Johnny is it would say normal mode on the screen, but he would have it in city mode up top. And then I think he said it happened vice versa too. He would have it in normal mode up top, and it would say city mode on the screen here. And my issue was yesterday that, it was getting confused, what mode it was in. And also at one point it stopped flying at all if I was either in city or normal, and would only fly in sport mode. So hopefully that was, hopefully that got addressed, because, Johnny, he thought it was just him as like a one-off thing, but then I also had not exactly the same problem he did, but a related problem. So let's hope that can, that's all taken care of now with his bug fixes here. All right, so this is going to be just a short video today. I didn't want to, make a super long one here. I just wanted to let you know there was a firmware update. It didn't really add any big, new features or anything. Just that things I read off to you had some Japanese RID. I don't know what the heck that was, but and of course bug fixes. One other thing that I already forget about because I'm talking like a motor mouth here. But anyhow, go out and get the firmware update if you're daring. If you're not, just stay where you are now. I don't think it'll force you to get this firmware update. You have to go looking for it. Once it starts popping up in that, and I'm going to call it that splash screen, sometimes it's going to maybe make you do it eventually. But for right now, I'm sure you can stick with the old firmware if you wanted to. So, yep, that's it, folks. Thanks for watching. Give the old thumbs up if you got anything out of the video, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, or even if you have subscribed, you haven't watched in a while. Good chance that YouTube could have unsubscribed to the channel. So go back and resubscribe, hit the bell notification button so you know when I put more videos out on the Mini 3 or any other drones. We're still doing a lot of content on the Mavic 3. Still doing a lot of content on the Autel Nano Plus drone, and older drones. We're still flying the Air 2S. We're still flying the Evo 2 Pro. Still flying the Mini 2. So a lot going on over here. So please, please do all the stuff I just said. And if you want to help the channel even more, there's a new thanks button right near, like the thumbs up, thumbs down type buttons, where you can donate a little, a couple shekels to the channel. I think you can start at $1.99, and I promise I put that money right back into the channel again, buying more stuff to review, like say ND filters and various bits of kit like that, hard cases stuff for this drone and the other drones I have too. So okay, that's it. Everybody get out there and and fly safe, my friends.